What's up, guys? This is a very quick video on my initial reaction of the shark bite system. I want to kind of help people who are now trying to figure out, should they get shark bite, should they get DJI, what do they, want to use this for? And right off the bat, I want to tell you, I am amazed by this system. Obviously, it is a huge improvement over analog. And as you can see over here, this contraption, these are my goggles. This is a Amway Commander. This is not even a Fat Shark goggle. This is not, this was actually made more for Fat Shark goggles. But if you have any goggle that has a HDMI input, this works really well. So I imagine that I've seen goggles online that are just HDMI goggles for like watching movies, and I imagine you could just take one of those. I saw one on Amazon that cost like 170. I'm tempted to try it just to see if that's a thing that could work, where we could just put this model on the front of it and then it has an internal battery and it just has an HDMI input. You can use this on something like that. If you're looking for your first goggles, that's not tested by me. I'm just thinking that's a thing that might be doable, but that's for a later video. So guys, if I were you, if you are flying analog, I would definitely say this is amazing. Try it. These goggles are not, the screens in here are not like the HDOs. If you had HDOs, I'm sure, yeah, that would be amazing. But these screens in here are 720, and yes, the output of this is 720, but yeah, I know it could be much better if the screens in here were better and bigger. But I have a much better experience with this. These antennas here, this is the analog side, and even though I have these crappy antennas on top here, the reception is so much better than just plain old analog. It's so much better. Like, I can't even describe that to you. Like, especially flying a whoop inside, like the multipath thing, it does very well with that. Like, I've flown analog and digital back to back in the same location, and all the time I get better results flying the digital. And you need to know that if you have a rapid fire module, you're probably going to get similar results. But even with rapid fire, the image kind of has this warping effect, where digital is just a constant image that just looks pleasing to the eye, even though you're not seeing, that super high definition wow effect that you get when you fly DJI. It's still much more pleasing. And I feel like they're gonna improve this, probably give us a 1080 mode with 30 frames per second. I don't know if I heard that that's possible with these chips in here. But yeah, that's basically it. I have modded the camera, the Runcam Racer here. I have the Racer and I have the Fox here, the DigiSight. So if I were to give you advice into which one to get, it's very difficult because the DigiSight is actually, they're very much the same camera. Two of them are the same sensor. The Fox here just has different processing, and I feel like the Racer is a little bit more sharp. I don't know. This one feels like the lines, I can like see the lines of resolution in there. I don't know why. And I did turn down the sharpness on this one, like they suggested, but I don't know. I like the coloring on the Fox here, but then I like the sharpness of the Runcam. So I don't know. It's a toss-up. Whichever one you choose, you're gonna love it. That's all I can say. They're very good night vision cameras for some reason. I flew this at night and I could see quite well. So yeah. Guys, I have flown the DJI system. In fact, just quite recently, I just got my first experience of the DJI system, and I liked it. Of course, it's amazing, but you feel the latency. And with this, I am somebody who feels latency. Like, I know there's some people out there that don't really feel it, but I can feel latency very, very easily. And with Shark Byte, it's amazing. So what's actually happening with Shark Byte is that, you get breakup like the style that you get with analog, but it's not as bad. At least to me, it's not as bad. And the reason why you get the breakup is because with DJI, when they have the breakup is basically like, packet loss. When you have the data bits being transferred, it misses some and then it just leaves a blank spot, which ends up being those lines that you see across your screen. With DJI, the goggles are talking to the air unit constantly, and it knows that when it starts to get into a bad signal, it has it has to create a delay for error correction, so that it requests the missing frames or missing blocks that you'd see. And that's why you don't get that breakup, but that leads in latency. This system, you don't feel any latency. You can flip flop around all you want, and it's consistent. It feels exactly like analog latency. And I kind of much prefer that. I felt the latency with DJI. I really did. It felt like I was flying like a runcam split, the first versions that had really high latency. It would change and it felt weird. There was a kind of a disconnect, but it was cool. DJI is amazing. It had the quality of the video is superior to this, that's for sure. But for somebody who's going to be flying a whoop inside, or just, even anything, toothpick, or even if you want to put this on a 5-inch, you're definitely going to, you're going to benefit. Anyway, guys, I don't want to make this too long. I'm going to go into the details as I test more things. I had this flying mostly on a Beta 85X frame, and then I put it into this little guy. I would suggest, if you're going to build a whoop, this to me makes more sense. Using a 300 milliamp battery, 2S, using 1102 motors. This is 10,000 kV. This is very efficient. It flies for 4 minutes, thereabout, maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how you fly. With this one, I tried running it with the same 2S battery, 300 milliamp, and it had less flight time. It feels better to fly a bigger frame, no, but I just feel like this makes more sense. This size, I might change my mind, but just for now, this feels better. It's lighter, you're using a smaller battery, and you're less likely to crash. So there you go. Anyway, guys, that's my initial thoughts. I made this much lighter by putting the lens from a Whoop lens on this, old school Whoop lenses. This is a M7 mount lens. I had to do some sorcery to get this in here, and of course I love the Runcam camera because you can actually take it out of you can screw it out. The other one doesn't screw out. The Digisight is glued in. So yeah, I can mod this. So what you're seeing is the lens on this one is from the Cadex Ant Light. I think that lens is a very good lens, so I managed to cram it in there, and I think the video quality looks a little bit better using this lens, and it actually is lighter because the lens that comes with it here is quite heavy, probably like 2 grams less. I'll show you the weights in the side. Anyway, guys, that's it for now. That's my quick overview of the Shark Byte system. There's more I could go into, but that is for next time. So enjoy. I hope that if anybody out there is trying to make up their mind on this system, that this could help you out in any way. And yeah, cheers and happy flying.